Okay, I'm gonna jump into this with no script, no notes, no nothing. I'm just gonna say my thoughts. I do not like Luca's sister. I don't know why. That's a lie. I feel like I do have a vibe of her. She reminds me very much of Zoe, and I can only deal with one troublesome light skin at a time. Like, I only have so much of a temperament, so much patience for one babe. I can't be doing two at the same time because the way she was moving, I understand where she was coming from with the whole like trying to, talk to Doug about why he should care and stuff like that. But when she was like, "Ah, you're a bad black person," in my mind I was thinking, you are one step away from using the same lines as people that are like, "Oh, you're not black enough. You don't talk black. You don't like what is blackness? It's just someone's skin tone. Let's be honest. Like, of course, we all have this cultural identity that comes from the black experience, but at the end of the day, like, what is a good black, like, what is a good black person? Let's not pretend like your statement isn't problematic. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but you need to rephrase it, reword it, twist around, remix the language that you're using. But it's because it's kind of more harmful to the community than you understand. Because obviously, like, by the end of the episode, we realized why Doug was feeling that way. It was because he's numb, like he's numb to it. Like, this happens so often, the killing of black people, that it's like, I have no hope that this could get better, so I might as well just live the life I have. And because if I fight for my freedom, if I fight for justice, it's a worthy cause. But to fight and not have any results for how many years, how many decades, do you know how hellish that is for your mental health? Do you know how hellish that is? By the end of the episode, he was like, you know what? I'm in, let's push back, da da da. So he did grow as a person. But I don't think the whole "you're a bad black person" comment was contributing to that growth of his. What got him to that sector was having actual conversation and sitting down and understanding like what he was saying and stuff like that. And then you know how he was in her room and I feel like he started to cry. I can't really remember, but she started crying and then she took it as a time to kiss him. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, if the roles were reversed, remixed, turned upside down, left, right, center, that it would be different. But let's be honest, if it was Doug and then the girl was here crying, emotional, like really digging deep into herself to be emotionally like vulnerable, and then man's next to me trying to lips me, I would feel violated. I would feel like, raw, like, did you not listen to anything I said? Like, why are you trying to lips me? Like, what are you like? I'm trying to be vulnerable with you. I'm trying to like open up about, how I feel. Like, this is really, really hurting me, but here you are trying to, like, what? Like, you're trying to make me. Am I a harlot to you? Do I look like a Jezebel? My gosh. So, in my mind, when she did that, yeah, it was like, oh, it's a bit tasteless. It's a bit tasteless. Like, obviously, Doug consented. It was alright. At the end of the day, as long as they're fine with it, I won't complain. But if it was me in tears at the end of someone's bed talking about vulnerability and man's trying to kiss me, I would be out of that door because you're not my G, you're not my friend. Like, leave me alone. But overall, this was a very good episode. Like, I'm not really gonna get into the details because I don't want to watch it again. I'll be honest. Like, Black Trauma, I can only see it once. You know, then there was the whole plot line of Anna getting the watch from Harvey. That was a really great gift or whatever. But then later on, we realized it was actually Vivek that thought of the idea to get the watch because he knows Anna better than Harvey in a certain type of way, right? And I'm not gonna lie, looking at Harvey and Anna in comparison to Vivek and Anna, I'm swinging more towards the Vivek and Anna shipment. I'll be honest. They just look better together. They look like they have more compatibility. And plus, whenever Harvey said something, in my mind, it's like, why are you talking? Like, who invited you? Oh, your girlfriend. Please leave. Like, I'm not even trying to be rude. even though it's probably coming off that way. But when I tell you, when Harvey walked up to Anna and Vivek and was like, oh, they're arguing about what's a bad black person. Oh, we should hang around with my friends more often because why can't they just talk about sports? And then Vivek came in with the education, with the, oh, we could talk about sports. They do talk about sports, about how black people are discriminately da 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 da, like with all the factual statements. Like Vivek was talking sense. When Harvey was doing all of that, why can't we just talk about sports? You know those type of people that don't actually experience the racism to a level black people experience. They don't experience the trauma black people experience, but you're here talking about how black people should be chilling. Like, shut up. If black people want to talk about their trauma, let them talk about their trauma. Like, you don't firsthand experience that type of racism. Like, you experience your own type of racism for your subgroup, but for black people is a whole different type of racism, because every group is against you. There's no type of POC solidarity. That shit does not exist, my guy. It's black people against the world. There's anti-black slurs in almost every language. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you sound like a fan. You don't really sound like you hate us, but then you teach your children to hate us. And then your children come to these first world countries talking about, like, I had the same struggles as you did, POC solidarity, but your dad is racist. What do you mean? Because when your dad is cussing black people on the TV, you're silent. You're quiet. Huh? But Harvey's talking like, oh, why can't we just talk about sports? Big man, have you even spoken to your parents about what the movement was last year? All this bahala, all this breeze coming from your lips, yeah? Leave it out. Because it's not making sense. Keep it. Because I'm not interested. Harvey, the fuck? Anna's gonna break up with you one day anyways. Like, I'm not interested in your storyline. I like Anna because, I'm not gonna lie, whoever is styling her, she is looking sweet. She's looking pink, like 10 out of 10. Yeah? Anna is looking so good. Every time I see her, I'm like, rah, like, where did you get your fit from? Because me, I need to buy the same outfit. Plug me. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's the whole gist. I'm pretty sure that was the whole episode. I might have skipped over some parts, but we move. And then last week's episode, I did not review that episode where, you know, the parents were involved because I had a exam deadline. You know, I had a deadline for coursework at university, so in my mind it's like, priorities, let me pass, skip this week, and then I'll go on to next week, you know what I mean? So that's why there wasn't a video last week, but we move. Come on, love that. See you guys next week, hopefully, if work's not killing me.